What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. And we already know that the Toronto Blue Jays have been major winners this offseason, but they might still not be done. This article by Keegan Madison shows and explains 3 things that the Toronto Blue Jays could still do in this offseason to make the team even better. So today we're going to take a look at it and give my thoughts as well. If you're excited for this one, make sure to like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so we all know that the Toronto Blue Jays missed out on Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette, but that is okay. One, the offense is going to dip down a little bit. It's still going to be probably top 10, if not top 5, you know what I'm saying? And the pitching got a lot better. So the Blue Jays, already massive winners this offseason, but what else can they do to improve the team more than they've already done so? The first thing that Keegan Madison says that the Blue Jays should look out for is the outfield beyond 2026. There are a lot of players coming off the books in 2026. Dalton Varsho being one of them guys, Kevin Gausman being one of them guys, George Springer being one of them guys. And you got George Springer and Dalton Varsho, your starting center and right fielder. So you kind of want to take a look at where the outfield is going to go if those guys leave next season. A year ago, it was Andres Gimenez. The Blue Jays traded for one of the top defensive infielders in the sport before Bo Bichette was scheduled to hit free agency, which was no coincidence. Andres Gimenez also represented somewhat of a surprising move, which is important to remember. We spend so much time focusing on the obvious names brought up in the never-ending offseason, but the safest bet is often a move that we weren't expecting to see. That's kind of what this Blue Jays offseason to me has kind of felt like. Last year, we were rumored to get Anthony Santander, ended up with Anthony Santander. Once we missed out on Ohtani, we were rumored to end up with Justin Turner and IKF, and we got those guys. This season, nobody thought we were going to get Cody Ponce. Nobody thought we were going to get Dylan Cease. Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro have been cooking this offseason so far, if you ask me. The Blue Jays have gotten ahead of business by signing Dylan Cease and Cody Ponce. Not only do they replace Max Scherzer and Chris Bassett in the rotation, but they prepare for both Kevin Gausman and Shane Bieber hitting free agency in the 2026 season. Add in Trey Savage and the Blue Jays are now in fine shape. In the Blue Jays outfield, there's more room for a move like this. Dalton Varsho is a free agent after the upcoming season, and so is George Springer, who will spend the most of his time at DH. Anthony Santander is under club control for 4 more years, but he likely eases into many of the DH reps vacated by Springer if all goes well. If George Springer leaves next season and Anthony Santander can find his way back being an all-star level player, then he will slide into that DH spot and you're going to need to find someone to replace those 2 guys in the outfield. The Blue Jays will have Davis Schneider, Nathan Lucas, and Joey Loperfido under control and Miles Straw with a team option, but there's still so much room to add a long-term starter here. The Toronto Blue Jays haven't developed a true everyday outfielder since Kevin Pillar. To find one with offensive upside, we're reaching back for Vernon Wells. This likely needs to come externally. The outfield trade market makes a lot of sense for this organization. That's another thing. The trade market is a great way to hit it up because next season, the outfield free agency class is going to be terrible. Like Dalton Varsho, I love Dalton Varsho, but he shouldn't be the top outfielder in the free agency class, and he's going to be at least top 3. If the Blue Jays want to get somebody for past 2026, once Varsho and Springer are off the books, unless they want to bring those guys back, I 100% agree with that. I think that they should, but should free agency be the way? No, trade market is the way to go. And like Keegan says here, they got Davis Schneider, Joey Loperfido, Nathan Lucas, Miles Straw. Those exact same 4 guys were my trade candidates in a video that I made earlier in the offseason. So maybe they can trade some of those guys to find a long-term outfielder past 2026. But the second option Keegan Madison shares with us is about the infield. Is the infield really finished? So the Blue Jays would start the season with these options on the 40-man roster. At first base, you got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., obviously. Second base, you got guys that can play there. At shortstop, you got Andres Gimenez. And at third base, newly acquired Kazuma Okamoto and Addison Barger. Of course, Barger could be needed often in right field, and Snyder is much more of an outfielder now himself, where he's done well to develop his defense. But there are plenty of ways to puzzle this together. both Schneider and Barger bring some platoon elements to the group too. And same with the infield, right? You got Ernie Clement, who can also play shortstop if Andres Gimenez needs a day off, or vice versa. Andres Gimenez can play second base. You don't really have a backup first baseman, but that is okay because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. doesn't take days off. He takes a DH day, which technically is his day off. So shout out to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., by the way. Availability is the best ability, you know what I'm saying? In the past, the Blue Jays have liked to carry a backup first baseman on the bench. Think of Brandon Belt, Justin Turner, Daniel Vogelbach, and Ty France. The GOATs! Bring him back! There could also be room for a veteran middle infielder to play a true reserve role like IKF. Bring him back too, man! Down the stretch, depending on how bullish they are on Jimenez. That's the other thing, man. Leo Jimenez has been up. He got called up on Canada Day when Bo Bichette, I think it was Bo Bichette who was injured. He's always kind of just been up for like a week and then down the rest of the season and up for a week and down the rest of the season. If they really don't want to make any more moves, Leo Jimenez could be that guy as well. This no longer feels like a need, but if the Blue Jays want to tinker with their depth bench role, the infield feels likelier than the outfield. Outfield, you already got way too many guys in the outfield. You want Nathan Lucas playing there, Davis Schneider can play there, Joey Loperfido can play there, Miles Straw, Dalton Varsho, George Springer, Santander. Okamoto can play left field, for God's sake. So it's way easier to add depth to your bench with the infield market than it is the outfield market. Like Keegan said, I would 100% go for a first baseman here because one, you don't have a backup first baseman, and two, you have 3 second basemen who pretty much can all play shortstop. I would definitely go get a first baseman with a bit of versatility, and he can play other positions as well. I can't really think of anyone who that would be off the top of my head. Someone along the lines of that, I feel would be perfect for this Toronto Blue Jays team. And the final thing Keegan talks about is the musical chairs of pitching. So the Blue Jays have 6 starters, including Jose Barrios, who is owed $19 million in 2026. God, Jose Barrios, he's not projected to be in the starting rotation come the opening day of 2026. I don't know how I feel about paying $19 million to a long man. A lot of people think he could get traded, myself included, but injuries are a factor, and we don't know, like, those 5 guys in the starting rotation right now, they're not inevitable, right? They're going to get hit with an injury bug. Maybe not all of them or like all at the same time, but one person is going to get injured 100%. We all know it, whether it be for 1 week, 1 month. We know what's going to happen. Jose Barrios could easily slide into that role, but if nobody's getting injured and Jose Barrios is just sitting there in the long man role, not sure how I feel about paying $19 million. The Blue Jays aren't eager to make a move though, and are not all attached to the ideas of trading prospects as a way to move out of salary. For now, let's wait and see how February goes. The bullpen is just as crowded though, especially with the wrinkle of 2 Rule 5 arms in Angel Bastardo and Spencer Miles. Newcomer Tyler Rogers is a tremendous addition, but if there is any way for the Blue Jays to add another lefty on top of Brendan Little, I'm going to stop you right there, Keegan. I know that you don't want to say Brendan Little is dog shit, but Brendan Little is dog shit. So maybe instead of on top of Brendan Little and Mason Fluharty, you could say instead of Brendan Little and on top of Mason Fluharty. That'd be a lot better, just saying. That would be attractive, and all eyes would be on Jeff Hoffman in the early months, with the Blue Jays confident he'll bounce back. That's the other thing, man. Jeff Hoffman, also kind of dog shit in the regular season. Now, he did have the first 2 months of Jeff Hoffman, bangers only. And then the next 2 months of Jeff Hoffman after that, 0 bangers. And then finished off the year kind of with a bang. Postseason, finished it off the shittiest way possible, but during the postseason in general, he was lights out. So I'm confident, like the Blue Jays are, that he'll bounce back and he'll take that postseason ride into 2026. But if they were to make a bullpen move, I think that it is going to be for a lefty. You only got Brendan Little and Mason Fluharty as your only 2 lefties, and I think John Schneider, if Brendan Little doesn't bounce back, he's going to figure it out very quickly that he's not going to cut it, and they need someone else to go in there. As for the starting rotation, I wouldn't touch it right now. You already got 6 starters in there. Sure, people are going to get injured, but then that's where Jose Barrios comes in. Maybe if you want to get someone that can throw you 2 to 3 innings instead of like a 1 inning reliever guy. Again, I'm not sure who that is at the top of my head, but someone along the lines of that. He's not like a long man, but he's not like a 1 inning get you out of jams type of guy. He's a guy that can go a little bit further into games if you need him to, and that's exactly what they need. But let me know what you guys think the Blue Jays should still do in free agency. Should they do anything at all? And do you agree with Keegan's to-do list on MLB.com? But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. So if you enjoyed this one, make sure to like and subscribe. It's been your boy Brandon. I break down the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll see you next time. Peace.